Now, as a recap from today, you can meet up with up to 2 other households outdoors rather than just one other household, which was the case before today. However, it should be no more than 2 at a time and no more than 2 in a day. And we are still advising that you should keep the total number in any one group to a maximum of 8. We judge right now that the risk of mixed household gatherings inside is still too great and would offer too many opportunities for the virus to start to spread again. So these meetings should still take place outdoors. However, if you're meeting in the garden of another household, we have changed the guidance so that you can now go indoors to use a toilet. If you do that, of course, you should avoid touching surfaces and immediately and thoroughly make sure you clean any surfaces that you do touch. That, again, is really essential in staying safe and protecting others, because by doing that, you are preventing the spread of the virus from one household to another. The other set of changes I want to briefly highlight are those for people who either live alone or live alone with children under the age of 18. From today, people in those circumstances are able to form what we have called an extended household group with one other household. Within that extended household group, people will be able to meet indoors without physical distancing, and if you want to, you'll be able to stay overnight at each other's houses. Now, one of the consequences of easing restrictions, as I've just said, is that things inevitably become more complex. So while we still, of course, want you to stay at home as much as possible, and certainly more than in normal times, we know that the message we're giving to you needs to adapt, which is why, as I said a moment ago, we're now asking you to stay safe, protect others, and save lives. But that means it's more important now, even more important than it's been in the last few weeks, for all of us to know and to remember the different things that we need to do to stay safe. I want to end just with this point. I am very aware that this next phase, in some ways, and this may be an odd thing to say given how hard the last few months have been, but in some ways this next phase might be even harder because we see the virus receding. So I think all of us have a very obvious and human and understandable frustration about still having to live under some restrictions, and we think, why can't we go back to normal even more quickly? But the thing is, we can't afford at this stage to be complacent because the virus is still out there. It hasn't gone away. And as we gradually remove the restrictions that have kept it under control, the risk is it starts to circulate again. That's why we need to proceed with purpose. I want to keep us going firmly in the right direction, but also with a bit of caution. And it also means that all of us have to continue to play our part in suppressing the virus.